Actually, we discussed about tropical cyclone. Now see, temperate cyclone, temperate. Okay, the cyclone which is produced between 35 to 65 degree north and south is referred to as temperate cyclone. Okay, temperate cyclone is produced between 35 to 65 degree north and south, getting well now, in both the hemisphere. Okay, temperate cyclone is also referred to as low trough or depression. Either one uses low term or trough or depression. It is clear now. Okay, and temperate cyclone is represented through elliptical isobar. Okay, and actually you see, or V-shaped isobar, getting well, either elliptical or V-shaped isobar, either elliptical or V-shaped isobar, है ना, in which you see one important point कि actually the V-shaped isobar, है ना, in which the wider part of V always remain in northeastern direction, okay, and narrow part remain in southwestern direction. Getting well now, right? This can be either, it can be represented through this figure, this isobar, okay, or particularly it can be represented in this way, okay, elliptical isobar, and it is referred to as low trough and depression. Getting well now? So the basic difference between tropical and temperate cyclone is, tropical cyclone always produced in the oceanic region in the western part of the tropical ocean, but temperate cyclone may originate both over continent as well as ocean. First difference. Okay. Second difference is, in tropical cyclone is represented through circular isobar, whereas temperate cyclone is represented through elliptical isobar. Okay. The eye of the tropical cyclone is well developed, but it is not so much developed in case of temperate cyclone. Okay. Also, the pressure gradient between the center and the peripheral region in tropical cyclone is more as compared to that of temperate cyclone. That's why the velocity of tropical cyclone is more as compared to that of temperate cyclone. Okay. Okay. The low pressure in case of tropical cyclone is thermally induced, whereas in temperate cyclone it is dynamically induced. Okay, and we have already clarified the fact that dynamically induced low pressure refers that as a result of convergence of two contrasting air mass, front is formed, and as a result of destruction of front, low pressure is produced, which is referred to as dynamically induced low pressure. And if maintenance factor, that is Coriolis force, is available there, then certainly tropical cyclone will develop. Okay, it is clear now. Actually, as tropical cyclone, since tropical cyclone remain in trade wind zone, that's why it normally migrates from east to west, right? Whereas temperate cyclone is the cyclone of the westerly wind zone. So under its influence, temperate cyclone poses the tendency to migrate from west to east. Okay, though overall the cyclone in northern hemisphere move in anti-clockwise direction, and in southern hemisphere it move in clockwise direction. Getting well now? Now, as far as the question of temperate cyclone is concerned, the temperate cyclone is known by, there are several type of temperate cyclone, right? The first is, you see, first one is tropical depression. Okay. Second is insolation cyclone. Okay, right? Third example of temperate, third type of temperate cyclone is frontal cyclone. Okay, and fourth one is lead depression. Okay, so there are four type of temperate cyclone. First is referred to as tropical depression. Second is referred to as insolation cyclone. Third one is known as, you see, frontal cyclone, and fourth one is known as Lee depression. Getting well now? Actually, what is tropical depression? You see, I said that tropical cyclone produces, suppose this is 0, this is 5 degree, and this is 25 degree north, and also this is 5 degrees south, 5 degrees south, this is 25 degrees south, 25 degrees south. Getting well now, right? So actually this is the zone of tropical cyclone, and temperate, this is 35 degree now, 35 degree north, this is 35 degree south, 35 degrees south. Getting well? Okay. So temperate cyclone originate here, temperate cyclone originate here, temperate cyclone originate here, and tropical cyclone originate in this region. Okay. So it is said that, देखिए, there is a remarkable difference between tropical and temperate cyclone. Okay. Suppose this is the eye of the cyclone and this is the peripheral region. Okay. So in the eye of the cyclone, the weather remains fair. Getting well now? No cloud, there is no cloud formation and no precipitation is recorded. But in the peripheral region, in tropical cyclone, almost homogeneous weather condition prevail. Okay. But in case of temperate cyclone, the different part of temperate cyclone record different type of weather condition. It is clear now? This is also the difference between tropical and temperate cyclone. Getting well? Now see, suppose a tropical cyclone is formed in the tropical zone, and if during its migration, right, it entered into temperate zone. Okay. When tropical cyclone during its movement entered in the temperate zone, right, this tropical cyclone gets modified and attain the characteristic of temperate cyclone, and this cyclone is referred to as tropical depression. Getting well now? Actually, tropical depression originally produced in the tropical zone, but during its migration it entered into temperate zone and attained the characteristic of temperate cyclone, and it is referred to as tropical depression. Getting well now? What is tropical cyclone? Tropical depression, it is clear now? Second is insolation cyclone. Normally, in case of temperate cyclone, the low pressure is thermally induced. Getting well now? But Humphrey was important climatologist who said that sometime due to thermal heating by the insolation, low pressure is created in temperate zone, and which latter convert into temperate cyclone, and this is referred to as insolation cyclone. Okay, or insolation cyclone. Getting well now? Normally, I have all made it clear that in case of temperate cyclone, low pressure is dynamically induced, but Humphrey said that sometime during winter season, right, low pressure is created in the ocean, because in winter the temperature of the oceanic area is more as compared to that of the continental part now, right? So if intense heating of by insolation causes the origin of the low pressure, right, in temperate zone, and hence cyclone is produced there, then it is referred to as insolation cyclone, but this is rare. Okay. And it will happen, it will form only in the oceanic zone, but not over the continental zone. It is another thing that after its origin or inception, it will migrate over the continental zone. Okay. Next one is frontal cyclone. This is original type of temperate cyclone. Okay. According to this, actually, according to polar front theory, when two contrasting air mass converge along a line, right, a front is formed. Okay. And destruction of the front, okay, it is clear now? And the destruction of the front, causes the creation of the, when this will be destroyed, a low pressure center will be created, and when it will take the cyclonic form, it is referred to as frontal depression. It is clear now? This is the original type of temperate cyclone, because actually V. Berkeley and J. Berkeley propounded polar front theory, and actually and hence on the same theory this concept is based. Getting well now? Actually, the fourth category is Lee depression. Okay. Actually, you see, suppose this is hilly zone, mountainous area. So if the wind ascend along the slope of the mountain, okay, or if the wind descend along the slope of the mountain. It is clear now? Okay. So this is referred to as innervatic wind. Innervatic wind, and this is referred to as katabatic wind. Batic wind. Getting well now? Right? The ascending column is referred to as innervatic and descending column is referred to as katabatic. Getting well now? You see, when the wind will ascend along the slope of the mountain, it will have to work against the gravitational pull of the earth. Okay? So consequently, its temperature will reduce. Okay? And it will condense to form cloud and precipitation may occur. Okay? This side is referred to as windward side. Ward side of the mountain. Side of mountain. Getting well now? Okay? Right? And this side of the mountain is referred to as windward side of the mountain, and the wind is referred to as innervatic wind. Okay? And when after crossing this, when the wind descend downward, now it is referred to as katabatic wind, and this side is referred to as leeward side of the mountain. Getting well now? So along windward side, the wind will ascend along the slope of the mountain against the gravitational pull, and it will have to work against the gravitational pull of the earth now. And if this work will be performed at the cost of its own internal energy now, right? And hence its temperature will decrease, condensation will occur because moisture retaining capacity is proportional to temperature, right? So it means if the wind is unsaturated here, but if it will ascend and cool down, it will become saturated and supersaturated to form the cloud now. Because for cloud formation, it is essential that relative humidity should be 100% now. It means saturation is essential now, right? It is clear now. So actually, it may cause cloud formation and rainfall may occur, precipitation may occur. But on the other hand, when the wind will descend down slope along the leeward side of the mountain, the gravitational pull will help in the movement of the wind. Consequently, the velocity of the wind will increase. The wind will have friction with the slope of the mountain. Consequently, its temperature will increase, and increase in temperature may produce low pressure now. And if maintenance factor, that is Coriolis force, is available there, then it will convert into cyclone, and this type of cyclone is referred to as lee depression. Getting well now? Right? Along the slope of the mountain, along the leeward side slope of the mountain, lee depression is formed. Okay? So we have particularly 4 type of tropic temperate cyclone. It is clear now? Right? And what is the basic difference between tropical and temperate, you know now? Actually, you see, polar front theory was propounded to explain the formation of temperate cyclone. Okay? Actually, you see, when 2 contrasting air mass converge along a line, then only front is produced. Converge along a line, to be noted. Okay? So actually, you see, if you will see on the earth surface, if this is suppose, this is sub-equatorial low pressure belt, this is subtropical high pressure belt, this is the zone between 60 to 65 degree latitude, 60 to 65 degree north, 60 to 65 degree north. This is 23 and half degree, 23 and half degree south, or you can say this is actually 25 to 35, to take it more clear, 25 to 35, you know. Okay, this is 25 to 35, 25 to 35 degree north in northern hemisphere, 25 to 35 degrees south in southern hemisphere. Again, you see, actually this is 60 to 65 degrees south, and this is 90 degree now, 90 degree. Okay, actually you see the planetary wind. This is okay. This is northeast trade wind of northern hemisphere. This is southeast trade wind of southern hemisphere. Getting well now? Getting well? These are the trade wind, and both the trade wind converge in between 0 to 10 degree 0 to 10 degree north and 10 degree south. It is clear now. 10 degree north and 10 degree south. It is clear. So as trade wind is the tropical wind, and the wind converge along 0 to 10 degree north and south now. 0 to 10 degree north and south. It is clear now. So since trade wind is the wind of the tropical zone, and both the tropical wind converge along 0 to 10 degree, that's why this zone is referred to as ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone. It is clear now. What is ITCZ? It is clear now. Now see, actually I said that whenever there occur convergence of wind along a line, then front is formed now. Actually, though there occur convergence of the two trade wind along a line, to be noted, but front is not produced here because both the wind are warm. Okay, they are having the same character. If they are not having contrasting character, they will have same character, then they will easily mixed up and no front is formed. Okay, that is the reason why front formation not occur between 0 to 10 degree north and south, despite the fact that there occur convergence of two wind along a line. Okay. On the other hand, you see this is the zone, westerly wind zone. This is westerly wind zone, and this is polar easterly wind zone. Polar easterly. This is polar easterly, and this is westerly wind. Na? Similarly, this is westerly wind, and this is polar easterly wind. Getting well now? Polar easterly wind. Getting well now? Actually, you see, this is the zone 60 to 65 degree north and 60 to 65 degree south is the zone where there occur convergence of warm westerly wind and cold polar easterly wind. Both the wind possess contrasting character. Okay, that's why 60 to 65 degree latitude is considered most ideal zone on the earth for the front formation. Getting well now? Getting well. Since this front is near to the polar zone, that's why it is referred to as polar front. Okay? Why this wind is referred to as polar front? It is clear now. So initially you see when two contrasting air mass converge, a front is formed, right? And along this area there is a polar easterly wind, and here there is a westerly wind. Okay? So this type of wind is referred, this is front na, right? This front is referred to as stationary front. Okay? So this is the first stage. Okay? First stationary front is produced, but since you know that our surface is not plane, it is not even, it is uneven na. So that's why turbulence in the wind occur, and hence velocity of both the wind change. That's why they push the front from both the side. Consequently, this front convert into this shape, and this is referred to as wave front. Okay, actually it convert into wave front. It is clear now? Okay, wave front. Actually, along this side, you see, along western part, this cold air mass is more active, right? And along this side, the warm air mass is more active because this is westerly wind and this is polar easterly wind. Okay. So there are two segments of this particular front, wave front. Western part is cold front and eastern part is warm front. Getting well now? Right? Again, particularly you see, then after wind shear occur. Okay? Because you see cold wind is more effective as this front is located close to that of the polar zone now. So that's why it penetrates in the zone of westerly wind now. Consequently, this front convert into this shape, takes this shape now. Okay, so this part is this part is warm front, this part is cold front. This area is dominated by cold air mass, cold air mass, that is cold polar easterly wind, and in this area there is a westerly wind. Okay, getting well? Right? Actually, you see, this figure represents fully developed temperate cyclone. Getting well now? right? If actually you will get the figure, this type of figure in your answer question paper, you see actually this is the figure, right? This is cold front first segment, this is है ना, this is warm front, okay? This area is dominated by cold air mass, getting well, cold air mass, and this area is dominated by westerly warm air mass na, westerly warm air mass, getting well na, right? This figure is true representation of tropical temperate cyclone, getting well. Actually in this temperate cyclone we have four subdivision, four sector. This is sector first, this is sector second, this is sector third, and this is sector 4, getting well now? So there are four segment or sector of the temperate cyclone. Number 1 is referred to as warm front. This is warm front area, okay, because here equally warm air mass is more effective. Second zone is referred to as warm sector. Third zone is referred to as cold front, and fourth part is referred to as cold sector, okay. This figure truly represents the shape of the temperate cyclone. It is clear now? Getting well. Suppose A is the place, okay, A is the place, and you know that temperate cyclone remain under the influence of westerly wind na, it will migrate from west to east na, because this is the general particularly way of direction of the movement of westerly wind na. So if A is the place and cyclone originate here and then it migrate in this direction, okay, then first A will come under the influence of number 1. It is clear na, right? Actually number first, okay. It means particularly A place will first come under the impact of warm front. In this case, when A remain under the impact of warm front, in this case, slow rainfall for a long period of time will occur. It will be in the form of drizzle. Broadly, it is clear now, right? And the rainfall will affect relatively large area. Getting well now? Because this is the characteristic of weather condition associated with the warm front. Okay? The warm front causes slow rainfall for long period of time affecting relatively large area. So what is the weather condition? What type of weather condition will develop in A? It is clear now? Then it will come under the influence of number second, which is referred to as warm sector. When A will come under the influence of warm sector, temperature will increase, pressure will decrease. It is clear now, right? Relative humidity will also decrease, because temperature increases, then moisture retaining capacity increases, okay. Then after A come under the impact of cold front na, that is third sector of the temperate cyclone na. When A will come under the influence of the cold front, then heavy rainfall in a short span of time with particularly with lightning and drizzling will occur. Heavy rainfall with lightning and thunder will be recorded, and the rainfall will affect relatively limited area. It is clear now? And then A will come under the influence of fourth, that is cold sector now. Then temperature will reduce, pressure will increase, relative humidity will also increase. Okay, getting well now? So what is the impact of the? It means it is clear that different part of the temperate cyclone do record different type of weather condition now. But this is not so in case of tropical cyclone. In tropical cyclone, the entire zone remain possess almost uniform weather condition. Okay, and you see, cold air mass is heavy, warm air mass is light na. Finally you see, actually this front is destroyed, occlusion of the front occur, and finally particularly cold air mass will completely replace the warm air mass. Okay, the warm air mass will uplift and cold air mass will be from lower part now, and when cold air mass will remain, it is heavy, okay. So that's why it will produce anticyclonic condition, and there is complete death of the temperate cyclone. It is clear now, right? So this is the lifespan of the temperate cyclone. How it originated, it is clear now, and this theory is based on the polar front theory. This explanation I made is based on the polar front theory. It is clear now. Now see, as far as the question of India is concerned, okay. So you see, south peninsular part of India remain under the tropical zone, okay. This peninsula, you see, I am drawing a integrated figure, okay. This is Africa and this is peninsular part of India, na? Getting well now? This is, okay. So actually what happened, you see, this is Mediterranean sea zone, this is Indian subcontinent, na? So southern part of India remain under the impact of the tropical cyclone, you know, right? Both Arab Sea as well as Bay of Bengal are the example of warm ocean. It is clear na? So condition is conducive for origin and development of the tropical cyclone. Okay, there are two explanations why eastern coastal part are more affected as compared to western coastal part. One explanation is actually the size of Bay of Bengal is larger, the surface area of water is larger as compared to that of Arab Sea. That's why more cyclones are formed in Bay of Bengal as compared to that of Arab Sea. Second, I explained on the basis of unstable front theory, which is based on the relative height of Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat, right? Again, you see, actually it means peninsular part of India, whether Eastern Ghat or Western Ghat will be affected by the tropical cyclone, it is clear, na? Right? Will be affected by the tropical cyclone. But actually, tropical cyclone, if the source of energy of the tropical cyclone is the oceanic zone, na? So that's why its impact will be observed only along the coastal part, but not in the interior part of the continent. It is clear now. North India will not be under the influence of broadly, under the influence of the tropical cyclone, with the exception of Bay of Bengal, some part of Odisha which is located to the north of 23.5 degrees north. It is clear now, right? Or its limited impact will be in Jharkhand, okay? Actually in Bihar also, but very limited, okay? Cascading effect you can say, okay? But as you see, one important point, this is equator now. It is clear now. I have explained one fact, कि actually after 23rd September, what happened, you see, this is 23.5 degree, 23.5 degree north, getting well now, right? This is 23.5 degree south, getting well, okay? You see, very important aspect. After 23rd September, what happened? After 23rd September, there occurs southward shifting of the sun. When southward shifting of the sun occurs, okay, then when southward shifting of the sun occurs, then you see, when southward shifting of the sun occurs, it is better to draw in this way, right? Southward shifting of the sun occurs, then the entire pressure belt along with the sun shift in southward direction. Consequently, the polar easterly, this is the zone of polar easterly wind. This is, if this is 66.5 degree north, na, okay. So this is the zone of polar easterly wind. This is the zone of westerly wind, na. But due to southward shifting of the wind of the sun, the entire pressure belt shift in southward direction. Consequently, the polar easterly wind of northern hemisphere extend up to Mediterranean sea zone, right? Where it converges with the warm wind. Consequently, it is clear now, right? This was the position. This is the position of the polar easterly wind when sun signed over the equator. Okay, but when sun shift in northern hemisphere, northward shifting of the sun occurred, then polar easterly wind stretches up to Mediterranean. So see where it converges with the warm air mass. Consequently, a front is produced in this zone. Front formation occur in this zone, and this front after some time after the occlusion of this front, a low pressure is created, which later convert into temperate cyclone. Getting well now? And under the impact of westerly wind and jet stream, this temperate cyclone start migrating. You know that western temperate cyclone migrate from west to it now. So it start migrating in eastward direction and enter inside India from northwest. That's why it is referred to as western disturbance. Getting well now? This impact is observed in India, right, during December month. Getting well now? Okay. And actually in the last week of December and first week of January, etc., we'll experience this impact now. Actually, this is referred to western disturbance. So it is obvious that western disturbance is the type of temperate cyclone which originate in the Mediterranean sea zone, right? When it come inside India, since it come from west, that's why it is referred to western disturbance. When it come inside India under its influence, a snowfall start in Jammu, Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, okay? And entire great northern plain is arrested under cold wave, okay? And its impact is observed up to Cambodia, okay? As a result of, due to the advance of this, India get around 3% of total annual rainfall, okay? It is clear na? This is western disturbance. Getting well na? So it means particularly southern part of India is under the impact of the tropical air mass, tropical cyclone, whereas northern part of India remain under the impact of the temperate cyclone in the form of western disturbance, okay? And its impact is observed during December and January, and as a result of this, India get almost 3% of the total annual rainfall. It is clear now? So how particularly tropical cyclone and temperate cyclone affect the weather condition of India, it is clear now? That's all. Best of luck. Okay.